And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, Chief Executive Officer of Virginia 529, Mary Morris.
Let's go racing. Drivers, start your engines.
Yep. Those are hot. Happy. Thank you.
Green flags in the air.
Kyle Busch with a very nice start, getting out there to 4 or 5 car lengths. Brendan Poole giving way, trying to fight, as you talked, Jeff, on that non-preferred line early on the upper lane. Did a nice job, though, kind of trying to turn inside the 22 here. Brad Keselowski trying to take the spot back into turn 1.
He tries to get by the 48 and into the wall. There's the 40, sliding up the racetrack. Bobby Earnhardt.
Right here, I'll get you down. You didn't hit the wall. I think right front's down here.
Yeah, we saw the sparks.
Easy here.
We'll have to take a look at it and find out for sure from Goodyear, but it has all the makings of what we talked about. Perhaps that melted run. It's got all the makings of a melted right front tire. You see right there halfway down the straightaway, tire goes flat, the car sits down on the suspension, the sparks are flying. The 98 right there does a really nice job. Casey Mears realizes he is in a bad place on the outside of this 40, gets on the brakes, slows down enough to turn past him, doesn't get collected. But yeah, Jeff, we've seen this before, haven't we?
I was going to say, if you've seen it over and over and over, I don't know to speculating anymore. I think it's pretty safe. You might decide to stay out here. Don't hurt these tires. Run no harder than you have to run. There it is. There it was.
And around goes to 33.
That was a battle to get back in the lead lap.
A little contact was made, and the 33 goes around. Brandon Jones was running 20th.
Moved out of the way right here. You called it, how difficult this race was going to be. Well, the 4 drives in, gets loose, drives in a little too deep, too hard on the brakes, up the track into the quarter panel of the 33.
Yeah, I think Chastain just trying a little bit too hard right there. Just wasn't going to be able to get his car to turn, overdrove the entry, and just got in the side of
It wasn't intentional, but do you think Brandon Jones cares that it wasn't intentional? Because I'm not sure he does.
Well, Brandon Jones' answer would be, well, you got a gas pedal on that thing, don't you? Got a gas pedal on the brake?
So the winner of stage number 1 is Ty Dillon. We'll be right back. To go. Half a car length separating Brad Keselowski and the 18 of Kyle Busch. Can he make the pass complete now?
Brad drove in really deep to try to get in front of the 18, slid up, didn't make contact, but it was definitely aggressive entry. Will he be able to clear him here in the middle of 3 and 4? If not, Rick, it's going to be a drag race to the line.
Here he comes on the outside. Keselowski has the lead. He'll win stage 2.
Nice job. Clear.
2 of Brad Keselowski has been better into the run on old tires. Well, now he's done it. He's run the 18 down. He's inside him 3 wide for the lead at Richmond.
Kyle Busch, he's committed to the outside now. And Keselowski is going to get by him. But all of this traffic, will that allow Kyle to challenge him back again? Kyle way up high as Brad Keselowski splits the 19 in the 0-0. It has been a perfect setup for Brad Keselowski. Didn't have the short run, but it didn't matter. When you have the longest run of the night come at the last lap, Brad Keselowski will win at Richmond. Kyle Busch sideways across the start-finish line, finishing second.
Really, really nice work there, Brad. That was awesome to watch. You can go ahead and burn that one down, buddy.
Down the front straightaway.
All right, I'm impressed.
start-finish line?
How in the world has the tires not blown out?
Well, of course he will.
That's impressive.
We heard that was impressive. Impressing even his own race team in that burnout.
Down here with Kyle Busch in second place. You see Brad Keselowski still doing his burnout down there. Right here.
He's not done.
Oh, Brothers has earplugs.
Look at you, man. After a huge battle and an amazing burnout on the front stretch, tell us about that battle with Kyle Busch.
Gosh, you know, he's a great racer. And, you know, when you can race with him, you know you're having a good day, especially in this series. So, you know, the Fitzgerald lighter parts Ford Mustang had a lot of speed on the long runs. Not exactly where we wanted to be on the short runs, but still good enough to be right there, right? And that's what we did. We kind of hung with them and got those long runs. And right at the end, I was able to pounce. And, you know, that's the testament to the team. Burton was asking me if it was the setup or the driver. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a little bit of both, but happy to get another win in this series. That's a lot of fun. And the first one in one of these new bodies. At least you know it's not an aero advantage. You know, it's overall a great night here at Richmond. I'm really proud of my whole team.
It's Fan Appreciation Weekend here at Richmond. You know, these fans have been so important to you in your career. What do you want to say to them tonight?
Well, we're just glad to be. I mean, there's a lot of other places we could be in the world and a lot of other stuff going on. And I'm glad I get to be here and glad they're here with us and appreciate everybody's support. So thank you, everybody.
Congratulations. We'll see you in Victory Lane.
Thank you very much.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, President of Hubbs Auto and Truck Supply, Cliff Hubbs.
Drivers, start your engines!
Great, go here, everybody. Fire it up when you're ready. Yep. Given. Yeah, thanks, everybody. Good cop.
Here at Richmond. But it's also Fan Appreciation Weekend. And so to show the fans just how much these drivers appreciate them coming out and supporting stock car racing, they're going to go 4 wide to salute the fans here at Richmond. And that's one of the most impressive scenes in all of racing.
And this just reminds me, we talk about Saturday night, under the lights, short track racing. Well, this is it. Whether you're on dirt at the Knoxville Nationals or asphalt up at the Oxford 250 in Oxford, Maine, it's short track racing and saluting the fans. And this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a great tradition started in sprint cars. Show the fans how much you appreciate them and all the color of the rainbow under the lights. Man, it's just beautiful.
Well, they prove they can go 4 wide at this speed. We'll see if anybody tries it. But we're going to see 2, 3, and even 4 wide racing on some of these restarts. Right here into turn 3, it'll stack up all night long.
What an impressive sight that is. As you mentioned, all the colors of the rainbow right there. And you got to pick your favorite driver out of that group. Who will you cheer for tonight? Who do you want to see make it to victory lane? Maybe someone who's already won in 2017. Flags in the air from Richmond. A week ago, these cars and drivers were in
Need when it gets into the night.
And car up into the wall in turn 1 and 2. That's the 34.
Slowly down
Landon
here, slowly
Castle.
down. Keep coming. Keep
And
coming. You're
a
all
lot
good.
of
They're
damage
gonna go
to the
top.
right side.
Yeah, that right there. It's pancaked both front and the rear, and you see the back kind of moving around. It either has a flat tire or perhaps the rear suspension is broken, not holding the car straight.
Bring it to the stall. I think it's probably killed.
Obviously, big contact for Landon Castle. Right in front of the leader, Matt Kenseth, who drives into turn 1, Landon does, and all the signs of a tire down or mechanical issue. I think the left rear tire's down.
That's what it looks like
corner.
to me, yeah.
And just nothing you can do. Without air in the tires, Long for the
test.
And some smoke coming out of the 20 there. A caution has come out. Looked like it was smoke out of the back of the 20, but
yeah, it had that whisper around it. Definitely something looked off for sure, Rick.
Race leader Matt Kenseth, look at this, locks the brakes up going into the turn. Doesn't lose the lead, and I'm not sure that was the reason for the caution, though. Caution came out just about the same time. Surprisingly, NASCAR saw the smoke and immediately put the caution out, thinking that maybe he was going around or someone was going to ground.
Well, the caution came out at a pretty interesting time with 12 laps to go. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know about ideal, but it could really change the strategy of tonight's race. See right here, he's underneath Danica.
Well, with all that smoke, I'm wondering if NASCAR didn't think there was fluid on the racetrack.
Yeah.
And you know, the problem is
restart zone. 8 laps of racing to go. Going through 1 and 2. Kyle Busch shoots to the lead. Fighting for position, fighting for playoff points. Kyle Busch out front, wanting a win in this stage. In front of Kyle Larson. Larson's going to go high. As they come out of turn 4, it's Kyle Busch winning stage 1.
He makes it all back on exit, Rick.
Look once again who's working their way through 3 and 4, and this will be his 53rd playoff point. Martin Truex Jr. wins stage 2.
Already going straight. That helps the rear tires hook up. Marty.
And Jeff, if you're Joey Logano, you don't want to let that 14 by because
into the wall is the 10 of Danica Patrick. And after having a great run, Danica Patrick the wrong way and got into the wall. She was running in the 18th position.
Wheeler right behind her. Both of them way up the racetrack. I don't know. I mean, obviously they made contact, but Austin was much higher than I would have anticipated him being.
Austin way up the racetrack, and Danica didn't actually make contact with the wall.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
That's amazing she didn't hit the wall.
Able to grab a spot, as is Brad Keselowski.
Let me know if it's a radiator or oil cooler.
And a problem for the 20 of Kenseth.
Oh, they're going behind the wall. You heard on the radiator, or on the radio, is it the radiator or the oil cooler? So there must be a leak of some sort. You see the nose crushed in right here. I think it happened coming to pit road, didn't it, Jeff?
Mechanical. Pull it over here behind the wall.
It almost had to. I saw everybody bottled up on pit road. You see the safety trucks on pit road.
Yeah, the ambulance stops right at the commitment line.
That's just a miscommunication. I don't know if NASCAR told them to roll, or if they rolled by themselves and pit road was open. Normally pit road would not be open with the rescue squad there, but you can see right here they have no idea he's supposed to be, that he's going to be there. He's not supposed to be there. He shouldn't be there.
And Martin Truex Jr. was not happy about that, Jeff. He said, I don't know what they were doing there. I had no idea. I couldn't see what he was talking about. Now we see what he was talking about. Meanwhile, Matt Kenseth has pulled behind his pit stall into an opening here. He has damage, obviously, on the front. That's their main concern. He also has rear damage as well, as they're going to try and get this fixed here for the 20 team, but damage on the front end of that 20 car coming to pit road, making contact with another vehicle. Matt Kenseth at the end of the evening, what's your interpretation of what happened there coming to pit road?
Well, we're all just kind of coming to pit road, and then I saw an ambulance sitting there, and so I looked left to the ambulance. Same time, Lesky yelled at everybody to stop because the ambulance was sitting there, and it was accordion effect. I just couldn't get stopped, so I'm not really sure why pit road was open with an ambulance parked there, but everybody stopped, and I didn't see it in time and ran in the car in front of me.
Think of a more frustrating way for your race to end, Matt?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not out there at the end of the race, so that was frustrating. We were pretty decent early on and kind of lost the handle again, kind of like the last race once we got back in traffic. And I should have been back there to start with, and maybe I would have gotten wrecked.
Martin Truex Jr. will have a huge lead as a caution comes out with under 4 to go. Now you can't count on that possibility of a sure win for Martin Truex Jr. There will be a restart.
Yeah, Rick, I looked up. The 15 was very, very slow. Derek Cope off turn 4, running high down the front stretch. It was hard to see if he had a tire down or if he just had an issue. He was definitely off their pace there down the front stretch.
Stay out for 2 laps.
No, I think you have to come to pit road. Here's the cause of the caution. You see the 15 gets all the way up. Wow, that's some decent contact with the wall. You see all the debris flying. So I'm sure the 78, we just mentioned the 78 didn't want a yellow. Well, there you have it.
Kyle Larson, the control car, coming out of 4. Green flag back in the air. We're overtime. A great restart for Martin Truex Jr. Little tire smoke coming out of the 18 as he was hard into turns 1 and 2. The 42 has cleared the 78. Going through 3 and 4. One more time around when they get the white flag. Kyle Larson out in front at Richmond. And up into the wall goes the 78 hard. Caution will come out. Kyle Larson will be the winner.
The 11, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex made contact.
Kyle Larson wins at Richmond. As we see the 42 about to start his celebration. This moment presented by Sunoco, fueling victories all season long. The 4th time, or excuse me, 5th career win for Kyle Larson. And while he continues to celebrate, let's take a look at what happened to the 78.
You see Denny Hamlin underneath Martin Truex Jr. 78 started coming down. I think he thought the 11 was going to start turning. Just racing for position. As soon as they make contact, you can see the 11 start to brakes really hard. See how much brake he's got in the car. He was trying to avoid the incident. You know, some wrecks just racing for position. I don't know that somebody did anything really wrong, or certainly not on purpose, but
yeah, but it'll be an interesting conversation on Tuesday when those two are sitting in the Toyota debrief.
That's right, Rick. Kyle Larson picks up another win and a huge, huge burnout. It was all about that last restart and that pit stop. Man, the team, they are so excited what they did for that last stop, man. How did you guys do that?
God, I got the great team, or the greatest team out here, and definitely the best pit crew, and that showed tonight. So can't thank them guys enough. They were money all night long. We gained spots. So this win is a huge congrats to them. So Target Chevy was pretty good all night. 78 was definitely the best, but I thought I was second best for most of the run. Would fall off late in the run, but came down to the last restart there and got a good start. Smelled my tires pretty bad and was a little nervous, but we cleared them into 1 and could judge that I was pulling away, and I was pretty excited about that. So can't thank Target, Credit One Bank, all of our partners enough. Chad Johnson, the whole gang over there. I'm really pumped for the playoffs. We've got a great shot at the championship, I feel like, this year. So looking forward to it.
It's Fan Appreciation Weekend here at Richmond. We've got thousands of them up here on the fence for you. Loving that smoke show. What do you want to say to them tonight?
I just want to thank all you fans for all your support, for NASCAR, for myself, for all these other drivers and coders. You're the best. You know, my cousins here, I got some family here. They're probably here screaming, hanging on the fence somewhere. So I'm pretty excited, though. This is awesome.
Congratulations, buddy. We'll see you in victory lane.
Thanks.
Well, it was a rough night for Denny Hamlin and his race team, but somehow they were able to get up there, restart 8th. Some chaos on that restart. But then going into 1, got into Truex. What happened there, Denny?
We both drove in really, really deep, and when I got on the brakes, the splitter slammed down on the ground, shot me up the track into him. So, you know, we weren't even, I mean, we weren't racing for the win or anything, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Didn't want to get into him. He's a great teammate of ours, but yeah, tough day for our FedEx team. We overnight we messed it up pretty good, and you know, we struggled all day. Got a little bit better there at the end by just kind of going back to where we started the day, but definitely not a car that could contend.